In an interview with Forbes, Steve Danuser has reaffirmed that we are not quite done with the Sword and Silithus yet. Look, I don't know if this is true, like, if they've been discussing this or what. Maybe all these interviews have kind of made them say, like, oh shit, guys. There's a giant fucking sword in Silithus that we forgot to talk about. What sword? Yeah, Lawrence, if you guys watched the Asmongold interview, the what sword moment was probably the highlight of all interviews of Dragonflight so far. That was how the interview finished. Asmongold asked, hey, there's a sword kind of in our planet. And Ian Hazakostas responded, what sword? And everyone just cracked up laughing, and that was the end of the interview. It was great. But when asked about the Sword of Sargeras that has been sticking out of the planet since the end of Legion, Danuser promised that it is part of a story thread that will return to when the time is right. So interesting. So now they're saying that maybe we're going to have something to do with this sword later on. I don't think it's going to be anything related to Dragonflight. I'm sure it's going to be some other expansion. But it's funny that now they're acknowledging, like, hey, we recognize there's this, I don't know, like size-wise, the sword is massive. I don't know what it would be considered in real life. How many feet in the sky this thing would be considered, but it's kind of large. There is a sword on the planet. We're going to address it later on at some point. Yay, we got a lock. We got another lock. Yeah, what sword? Yeah, Sugar Dust. It was great. It was when they talked about it. So Heather Newman asked, the first question for Steve. You've mentioned the power of Azeroth. The main world in WoW is resurging, which is what triggers the reopening of the Dragon Isles. But in the Battle for Azeroth expansion, we spent nearly the entire expansion attempting to heal the planet's wounds because of a giant sword driven into the Silithus zone by Sargeras at the end of the Legion expansion. The sword's still there. Are we ever going to fix it? Steve responded, we have not forgotten about the sword. It still remains a symbol of the calamity that ensued in the battle against the Legion of Sargeras, and obviously in Battle for Azeroth. We saw the effects on the planet as the sword triggered the manifestation of Azerite deposits springing up throughout the world. While that has subsided, the sword remains a symbol. I would say that's something to keep an eye on and to be watching for. It's a story thread that we'll return to when the time is right. But rest assured, we remember that the sword is there, and there will be a story to tell about it, and what effects it continues to have upon the world. Interesting. So that's what they're saying. Okay, we remember the sword, guys. It's not only our viewers, our players that remember the sword. We remember as well. Sumato, you could come so long as you're DPS. Talias and Nevatel also talked about it. You know, will the sword disappear from Silithus? The sword has a part to play in something to come. That was Steve Danuser's response. And then, again, the best interview of all was with Asmongold that came up in his interview. He asked about it, and Ian's response was, wait, what sword? Fantastic moment. So good. I don't know if it...
So,
here it is.
Legion,
yeah.
So, like, there's a cinematic, and Sargeras, as you know, stabbed the Earth with a sword, and it's been there for quite a while, and I'm not really sure, like, where are things going with that?
Wait, what? What sword?
Okay.
Come, servant.
All right.
We have a realm to destroy.
That was fantastic. Selenar, thank you for the follow and welcome to our Scourge. Oh man, yeah, that was so good. That was the best part of any interview I've seen yet. Fantastic stuff from Asmongold. Confirmed, by the way, because Asmongold kept saying that's how they should respond, and that's how Ian responded. I think it's confirmed. Ian Hazakostas has watched Asmongold's stream before. He hasn't watched Sam's stream yet, but confirmed he has watched Asmongold. A planet killer in real life. Yeah, what's up, Pronk? How's it going? I don't know about y'all. I'm hyped for Elemental extra PC after Dragonflight. Oh yeah, maybe maybe might get some elemental stuff going on. There's still Blood League. We'll see. We already know the plans for Dragonflight Mythic Plus. They're gonna have 4 Dragonflight dungeons plus 4 old dungeons, and then the next season 4 more Dragonflight dungeons with 4 more old dungeons. That's how Mythic Plus is going to rotate back and forth. There'll always be 4 of the Dragonflight ones and 4 old dungeons reworked into Mythic Plus. Exciting stuff. Mythic Plus should stay more fresh that way.